Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've done a video. I think the last video I did was me planing up that barn wood in that small planer that Trent and I had bought. The barn wood from my brother's barn. And I did install the... Yeah, Romeo back. Romeo, hey. Not right now. We're making a video, bud. Can't make that noise. Come on now. Anyways, so I planed up the wood. And I did get it installed on the windows up here at the cabin, and it turned out amazing. I'm going to show you. And then last weekend I came up and I was working on paneling that we had actually made ourselves. I did a video of us actually at a friend's woodworking shop, and we ran raw boards through his machines and actually made all of our own paneling. And I'll post up that video too once I get it all put together so you can see us actually manufacturing our own paneling. We'll take a walk upstairs. I'll show you where I've started putting the paneling on the walls, but most of our cabin now is going to get some nice tongue and groove paneling put in it. It just worked out finally. We had wood to be able to do it, and we put the OSB on the walls years ago because the OSB was free. It was a way to get the walls covered, and then we painted the OSB so it could have more of a finished look in here. But now we're actually putting some paneling over the top of the OSB, and it's nice. It's starting to look nice. I want to show you the windows that I did with that barn wood, and these the bottom little shelf board here in the window is, oh, Romeo, you talking. The bottom board was actually floor joists out of the hayloft of the barn. And when I planed them, I did a real light plane on them. So you can actually still see the saw marks from when these things were sawed back in the early 1900s. And because this barn was built in 1918, I believe is what he told me. So the barn been around for a while. So in the early 1900s when these boards were sawed, and they might have been sawed by hand. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you for positive on that. But I know a lot of the floor joists were notched out with an axe, and I saved the ends of those floor joists where it came out on the edge of the barn eave. I saved the ends of those, and I used them on another project coming out the edge of a shed front, and they look so cool with them axe marks for them notching them out. A lot of craftsmanship in those boards, and I just could not see them ever going to waste, and I saved every bit of them. But this is the barn siding that we planed down, and then I ripped it down into these whiffs to make trim out of them. And then all I did was put a clear coat on them. Maybe I'll walk to the other side. I think the sun is shining through the window there, kind of destroying the color of the wood. But all I did was put a clear on them after I put them up, and they look amazing. These bottom boards were a real light colored pine. So I actually put a very light rubbing stain on them and then put clear over them to try and blend them in a little bit better. So they're just slightly darker, but otherwise they would have been really yellow, and I think they would really stood out. But just beautiful woodwork now. Preserved a piece of history here. This cabin's going to be around for a very long time in our family, I can foresee. And I really wanted to save this barn wood from my brother's barn and put it into a project that family's going to be able to see this wood for a very, very long time. Here's the front door. That's all trimmed out too. I just have a little bit more trimming to do. I got to do the back door yet, but I do believe we're going to be paneling this wall, and then we'll put the trim on. We won't be paneling some of these walls down here because I already have the trim on the windows, and I didn't want to tear it back off. So we'll panel that wall first, and then we'll trim it. I also made this helmet shelf and coal shelf. We can hang all of our riding gear and stuff on here and put all of our snowmobile helmets up here and whatever else. Kind of came into all of our mounts from our other cabin that we just sold. We had a cabin up by the Canadian border that we used just mainly for hunting. And it was a long drive from our house, so I had that cabin for, I think it was 15 or 16 years, we figured. And like I said, it was only 10 minutes from Canada and about 15 minutes from North Dakota. And it took a long time to drive up there, but we primarily just used it for deer hunting. And I just sold it, December we sold it. And so yeah, I had to get some of the stuff out of that cabin, and we had all of our deer mounts and stuff up in that cabin. So a lot of them came back and went into this cabin now, but we'll walk upstairs quick so I can show you some of the work I was doing last weekend. And I have to finish getting the outlets and stuff back on the wall. I have to put fur out rings everywhere to get all this stuff mounted back on, but I just put the covers and stuff on for now, but I have to put them fur out rings on all this yet. But the stairwell looks amazing. It took me a very long time to achieve this look. but it makes the stairwell look so much taller now with running these boards vertically. And I had to measure, cut, and then router the end of each board to get this look that I was going for on this type of paneling that we're doing here. They were all 8-foot long boards, and I started cutting them down and buttoning them together like this to kind of give it a more random look. But I think it turned out great. These are actually 2x6s that we planed down and made paneling out of them. These were all 2x6 lumber that were not good enough to use for framing, and so we used them to make paneling out of them. And it looks just awesome. So I got this wall all done, and then I went around. You can't really see much of it because of the furniture and stuff up here, but I did the knee wall all the way around on both sides of the cabin. And I went up and down those stairs. I don't know how many times I went up and down, but so the knee wall's all done everywhere. That's Trenton's room. This is our room. None of the beds are made. It's I just got here and I'm actually changing out all the bedding right now. So, but wanted to do a quick video, just some updates, and want to tell you about an absolute awesome upgrade we did this year. And the year before we did power, and that was a great upgrade. We pretty much built the whole place on generators, using a generator and gas compressor and stuff. And that came with its struggles. But so we got power 2 years ago. Last fall, we got internet service, and that's a game changer. We always wanted to be able to watch news and stuff here. Romeo, can I see the ball? Romeo, bring me the ball. Come here. Come on, let me see the ball. There we go. Thank you. I'll hold on to that. We always wanted to be able to watch the news in the evenings and stuff, and never could because an aerial antenna did not work here on our property because it's too treed in. So we couldn't receive TV at all. So the only thing we ever could do is watch DVDs, watch a movie here and there. Well, you only can watch so many movies, and I'm not a big movie person anyways. I don't have 2 hours of patience to sit and watch a movie. I just can't do it. So I always wanted to be able to watch the news, never could. When we found out that they came through our area with internet at the cabin here, we decided we got to get it. We had it put in. Now, just through the internet service, through watching like Tubi or some of the apps that are on the smart TVs, we can get news, we can get movies, we can get shows. YouTube on there, obviously. I watch a lot of history stuff on YouTube. I really like watching Minnesota history stuff, the mining, the logging. It really intrigues me. I like watching how our state grew and where it started from. And logging and mining was huge in Minnesota in the 1800s and 1900s and stuff. I mean, that's how the state was basically growing, built, was off of mainly logging first, and then mining came. And so I love watching that stuff. And I'm sure anybody that lives in their particular state, a lot of states had logging and mining as the way the state grew, and that kind of stuff intrigues me. So I really like being able to spend a half hour or so watching some of that stuff on YouTube here at the cabin. Now it's very relaxing for me. So getting internet at the cabin last fall, total game changer for us. Really, really made the experience of being up here so much better. I'm just gonna walk outside quick and kind of show you the finished barn. I may have showed it last fall, but now I got the wiring all done in there. We got all of our toys stored in there right now too, so you can kind of see on what a 28 by 40 barn can hold for stuff if you pack it in correctly. And I think we have packed it in correctly because we're able to keep a lot of stuff in there and really pretty much can get to everything too. And it's just nice to be able to keep the stuff here. We used to haul it back and forth to home all the time, and last summer worked out pretty well that Trent and I could put this barn up, and we had some help from our friends and stuff too. There was a couple weekends that we had some friends come and help us. And let's walk in here. I even have the lights turned on already, but I took and wired it all up last fall when I had the trencher up here. But so we have a lot of stuff in here. We have a picnic table. We've got our dock board stored in here, the pontoon, the fishing boat, the tractor that does 90% of our work around here for us, the John Deere. That thing is a huge help. And we got our Jeep up here. This is what we kind of use for running around when we're up here. If we got to go to town or go to a couple of the neighbors or whatever, we usually just jump in the Jeep and run that. That's kind of our side by side. Everybody has golf carts and side by sides. We got a Jeep Liberty. That's where we keep all of our snowmobiles too. We got 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sleds sitting in here too. And like I said, we did that back door so you can drive straight through the building and stuff. We got a little workbench set up over here on the other side with some shelving. You know, we try to keep it as neat as we can in here so you can get to the stuff. But I can walk through here. I can't walk between the 2 boats. I mean, them are stuffed in there pretty tight. But those aren't coming out till next spring anyways. And then we even got a shelf in the back that we store some lumber and stuff on too. But, I mean, you can put a lot of stuff. It's 28 by 40 barn. And, you know, everybody said, you ain't going big enough, you ain't going big enough. Well, this is what we could afford out of our pocket at the time. And, yeah, I wish we could have went bigger. But we fit everything in there that we wanted to be able to fit inside the 28 by 40. So maybe there's a time, maybe sooner than later, we'll add a lean-to on the one side just to keep the snowmobiles in and free up some of the space in the barn. But it works out the way it is. But that's just really I didn't want to babble on. I hope you guys can enjoy this video for what it is. It was just kind of more of an update on some of the woodworking I've been working on. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about that internet too. If you have a cabin and you have internet close, getting internet is, well, I tell you, it's a big enough game changer that it's well worth it every month. And it's about as joyful getting internet as it was when we got power. So that's just my opinion on it. Thanks for watching, everybody. There'll be more videos to come, but right now it's just kind of been a relaxing period for us. I've been just doing a little bit of woodwork here and there on the cabin, but not a ton of stuff right now. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. This spring, another big adventure this spring, septic. We have our septic plan in to the county with a permit. It's all been approved. We've actually bought all of our supplies, all of our tanks, our pumps. The time came up perfect that we could buy everything from a supplier, so we got all that stuff bought. We have a contractor that's going to help us do it, and so yeah, we're going to move forward at full steam ahead this spring on our septic system then, and then we'll get our water working also. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it.